Hi, welcome to another episode of Missions Workout from Home. So today we're going to talk about how to create your own program, right? So before we start this show, as usual, feel free to like, share, or even comment this video so more people can get to learn all this stuff for free, right? So today's program, we're going to talk about how to create your own workout plan. So before we start anything, maybe you just share what we mean by a program and how does it work and what to do and so on. So you create a program is created. You can go to the gym or you can do your own workout any way you want. But there's a difference you have to know between training and exercise. So exercise you just do, sweat it out, have a great time, no pressure, all good. Alright, but results very minimal. If you want to see results, chances are you don't just need to exercise, you got to train. So it's like studying, doing your homework versus just listening to what people say or joining a talk, for example, right? Study you usually more detail and stuff and get more knowledge. So same like working out. If you work out or you do training, you not only better your best, you are seeing improvement, and that's what that gets you result. A lot of people they will exercise thinking that they will get results. I wish that's the way, but exercise is one. But ultimately, in the long run, you are some sort of training. You got to put in the work and plan a little bit so you can get these results. Okay. So, pardon me because today I killed the camera so you guys can have a look at what I want to present. So if the camera is a bit out angle, I'll do it better next time and let me know in the comments as well. So far so good. So we go straight to the point, right? So workout, how do we do it? How do we create it? Well, I have created, I'm sure you guys can see, I have created this small little chart, so to speak. So there's only 3 things you need to take care of. You take care of these 3 things, you should be able to see something in maybe a month or 2 or even 3 months, alright? So your workout plan. So number 1, before you work out, you have to ask yourself how many days you want to do. If you have time, suggestion, 3 is good, 4 is great, 5 is phenomenal. So if you have a lot of time, you are very determined, you want to go for 5, no problem. Whatever you do, make sure you can sustain it. So example, right, this week, example, you are moving house. Then I don't expect you to do 5 times a week. Just try 2 times a week first. Minimum 2. Why not 1? Once a week is very hard to see results. I also wish I train once a week, boom, I see results. Truth is, minimum, at bare minimum, 2 should do you good. But 3 will be great, 4 is excellent, 5 is phenomenal, as we say. So here you go. So how many days? You go 2, 3, or 4, alright? So you're doing 2 days. People ask what should I do, right? Chances are you're going to do full body. That means you're going to do from your head to your toe. Pretty much that's it. If you do 3 days and 4 days, you have more luxury to speed around. You can also do full body all 4 days or 3 days, or you can also do what we call upper lower upper. So U for upper lower upper, or lower upper lower the next day. So example, right? You train your legs. You train your upper body on your first day. Second day you train your legs. Third day you train your upper body again because your train legs very tiring. And then next week, you can try the other alternate approach, or you can do lower body first, then do upper body the next day, and do lower body the next day. So the possibilities are endless. So don't think about chest, bicep, tricep, all those things. Just put aside first. If you're a beginner, suggestion, just think upper body, lower body. That should do the trick. Okay, you don't have to go and specialize in stuff. You only specialize if you are very pro already. You already have what it takes. You have been training for years in already. Years are not days, not months. We're talking about years of experience, right? You're a professional bodybuilder, then obviously this whole thing will be not valid for you, right? So you do full body, or you can do upper, lower, upper. So you choose out. So okay, let's say you want to start conservative, do 2 days first. Okay, do full body, right? So question number 1, how many days? Problem solved. That's quite simple, right? Okay, so number 2, this is the biggest bulk of the whole thing. Number 2 is how do you do your exercise. So there's so many exercises in the in the world of doing what exercise that you want to do. So what should I do first? Right? Should I do a squat? Should I do a bench press? Should I do a deadlift? What should I do? Alright. So I break it down easier. So lower body is defined by abs and anything on the legs. Okay. So pretty much simple as this. And upper body is basically, well, anything up from here. So kind of explained everything already. So for lower body, right, you can train your legs. So legs, there's so many versions. As long as you do some sort of squat, some sort of lunges. If you cannot do lunges, no problem. You can do some sort of Romanian deadlift. Good mornings. You can actually Google all these things. You can actually search all these things, alright? So later I will also do a bit of demo so you guys don't miss out, alright? And as for abs, well, you can do any ab exercise. There's so many ab exercises, right? You just pick 2 to 3 of your favorite, right? As for legs, pick your favorite or your least favorite. You do 2 or 3. So that will do. So if you count legs and abs, easily you have 2 plus 2, 4 to 5 exercises already. So, alright, quite straightforward. And we move on to the next one, which is the upper, right? So if you can see on the upper, right? The upper, you think about push and pull. Simply push, anything that's push. Pull, anything that is pull. So when you talk about push, first thing you think push up, right? Push up, as the name suggests, is push. You can do some shoulder press, right? You push all the way up. So this is some sort of press. And as for the pull, what we do is we have some rows, right? Rows, right? Then we have some raise, example, right? Or even some curls, kind of like, you know, bicep curl. This is a form of pull as well. So keep it short and simple, right? You can actually Google push exercise, pull exercise. You find what you like on push, what you like on pull, pick 2 or 3. So again, you have 4 to 5 exercises on upper body, 4 to 5 exercises on lower body. Once you find the exercise that you want, then you go to number 1, you find what days you want. Number 2, you find what exercise you want. Okay. So now that you know, all right, I'm going to do my squats and I'm going to do some planks. Okay. This is my first day. All right. There's a lot of way you can do it. You can select the 2-3 exercise. You can split it roughly around 2 to 3 days. Or if you want, you can example, you pick 4 exercises, right? Maybe 2 should go to first day, 2 will go to second day of training. Your choice, alright? But if you are lazy to think, that pure bare minimum, you can actually whatever 4 exercises you want, just repeat on the first day, second day, third day. No harm doing that as well. So, okay, worth the try, alright? So once you're done with this upper and lower the split already, okay? And I also put here. Okay, I know you want to get rid of here, but training here only, it does not work. Okay, it doesn't work that way. Ultimately, fat is all around the body. You want to hit up and lower. Don't just say, I want to hit upper body, I don't want to hit legs. Don't be that guy, alright? You don't want to look like a chicken leg, right? And you don't want to look like a test tube like that, alright? So it's just all lower body. Some females are guilty of this. They only train lower body, they don't train upper body. You train a bit of upper body, not for strength purposes, it looks better. So what you want is like an X symmetry, like what you call like a hourglass, right? So hourglass, there's a nice top, there's a nice bottom. So in other words, do full body is a good use of your time. Right, so we're done with this exercise, we're done with this upper body. So what do we do next? Next is to find how many sets I can do and how many reps I can do. So before we start going back to basics, reps means, example, if I say 5 reps, it means like this. So example, bicep curl, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is considered 5 reps. Okay, this is just an example. So and another example is sets. So if you say 3 sets of 5 reps, so it means this is just example. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You rest. Okay, first set done. Now you do second set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put it down, rest. And then third set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Down, rest. That's it. That is the meaning of 3 sets of 5. Okay? So I explained sets and reps already. Now let's go on. Alright, boom. So how many sets should I do? Alright, for most people, you can start anything from 2 to 6. Okay, why not do 1 set? I really wish you can do one set and get results. It doesn't work like that, alright? But why not do, does this mean doing 7 and 8 is rubbish? No, no, no. You can still do 7 and 8, but for most people, if you do it properly, 6 is good. Why not do 12 sets? Number one, your body may not be able to take it. Number two, if you're doing so many sets, something is wrong, which is not effective enough because you have to do so many reps, right? Keep things short and simple, right? So for most people, 2 to 6 sets should do you some good trick. What about reps? For reps, for most people, you go somewhere between 5 to 30, right? Why not only do 2 reps? Well, if you want to have an effective program, when the reps are lower, the weight should be higher. If you are doing the reps higher, your weights will be lower, right? Logic, right? Okay, so if you want to do like 2 reps or 3 reps, you got to use a lot of load. You put so much weight, not only there's a risk of injury is higher, at the same time you may not be able to feel the muscle because you just feel heavy, tired, I want to die, like that. So you want to avoid that as well, right? So for 5 to 30, somewhere should do the trick. Okay, so what about, why not go to 50 and 60? I believe you've talked this a lot of time, but I'll just reinstate again. If you have to do up to 60 or 80 reps, for example, chances are rep 1 to 40 or 60, you don't feel anything, right? So something is wrong there. So there's a lot of volume wasted. We call it junk volume. So anything from 5 to 30 should be good. You have to do so many reps, that means you might need to increase the weight or increase the difficulty. Maybe you go down control a bit, or maybe you pause at the bottom when you squat, or maybe you got to add some weight, alright, or increase the set, things and so on. So these are just examples, right? So for conservative, I suggest you do 2 sets of 5. If you think you can do more than that, go for 2 sets of 10 the next session. So whatever happens, as we always say, you have to see a progression, right? If there is no progression, you cannot see results, alright? So insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. Same like lifting as well. So when you do your lifting weights, you do for 2 sets of, let's say, this week you do 2 sets of 5. Next week, try to aim 2 sets of 10, maybe 8, right? You can't do 10, do 8. You can't do 8, do 7, or do 6. Whatever you do, you progress over time. So in the long picture, let's say week 1, day 1, you do 2 sets of 6, example. So hopefully, when you become stronger, by week 17, example, maybe you can do for 6 sets and for 20 reps. Man, that means you can do a lot of volume, rest be assured, muscle are growth, and more calories are burned, alright? Because you need more energy, right? So that's about it, okay? So it's quite straightforward. Once again, I just repeat, start small, conservative, 2 to 5, you cannot. Then if you can, okay, go to 10, 15, 20, 30, 30. Once you finish 30, go back, try 3 sets instead. Okay, work again, 10, 15, 20, 30. Then go for 4 sets, 5 sets, 6 sets, and so on, right? So we talked about how to create your own program already, right? So most important, whatever you do, there's 2 things you have to take note before you say, after you drop out, okay, you drop out a program, I'm going to do it 3 times a week. I'm going to do full body. I'm going to do, example, a squat, a shoulder press, a plank. Alright, you stick that and then you do it for 3 times. Another key important is that you got to make sure, number 1, the form has to be correct. Don't do half rep or don't just swing around, don't feel what's going on, right? A lot of people are guilty of that. I was part of the problem as well, but now I relearned the hard way. So you don't want to just swing around, make sure you control everything and work what you can, right? At the same time, you want to push yourself just a little bit, even if it's 5%, 10%, even 1% better than your previous one. Go ahead, do it, push just a little bit on it, right? And next, you want to make sure you are consistent, right? A lot of people, they say, oh, I get this program, oh, this program doesn't work. When you ask them, hey, okay, this program doesn't work, why? Oh, I tried a while, it didn't work. Or how frequent you try? I only tried for 2 weeks. 2 weeks, you want to see results. Good luck with that, alright? Make sure you have to do it more, at least 1 month and to see some results. So don't just blindly on the form and just not consistent. Make sure you're consistent. You put the program, you write it down. So make sure you do the job, right? Hold yourself accountable, right? So you can see results, okay? And I actually explained the whole workout plan, right? So see how you guys are doing. Let me just look at the comment. Okay, so yeah, so pretty much that's about it, right? So don't worry, I will snap a picture at the end of this show, so you guys can have a look at this whole thing. So it's kind of like a chart how you do your program. Believe it or not, this is actually a very similar program or very similar concept. I do it with my clients as well. So you guys can actually just follow this and rest assured it works. Right? Most important things work. Right? So you don't have to like every day change exercise. You don't have to bore yourself. A good training program usually is very boring. You're going to do the same thing over and over a few weeks, maybe at least 4 to 5 weeks, not much of change. Okay? So kind of like this. So once you're done with your workout plan, so I'm going to show you some examples, how to do some lower and upper body, right? So let me just show an example. So this is an example here. So we talk about lower body first. Lower body, straightforward, you can do some sort of squats, right? Some sort of lunges, right? You can just Google lower body exercise. Okay, they're going to tell you what to do. So these are some lunges, example. Make sure you keep your body straight. Okay, boom, done. Up next, some upper body exercise example. So what you have to do is some shoulder press. So you sit down, you just push all the way up. You can stand, you can sit, whatever you prefer. Do a push up. Okay, you can even do some rows. So just like train the back. Don't forget to train the back. Back is very important as well. Okay, not just for building purposes, it's also to prevent you this. You strengthen your back, it helps you with this correct back. Who has a lot of back muscles? Bodybuilders. You ever seen a bodybuilder walk like this? I have yet to see one. Why? Because there's a lot of back muscles pulling that up, so when they walk like very confident, high and talk, right? So I'm sure we want to strive for that. You can tell yourself to chest up at all times. It doesn't really help you as well. So make sure you build some back muscles and look, watch and learn what's going to happen, right? And that's it. Okay, I hope this episode helps you out. That's a bit nerdy or geeky. If you don't like to program all this thing, hey, don't worry, because I have some announcement. Because on July, I'm actually opening some slots for maybe 1 or 2 person. So you can actually join my group. So it's where we can share all the workout, how to do it. So you want to work out, you don't know how it's going on, and you only go at home. Guess what? I can actually work it out from you. Slots are open, so if you want, you can actually just write down a message me or just contact me, and I'll just go to you. And who knows, maybe you can start to see some results. Okay, so you're so lazy to program every day, just want someone to do it for you. Hey, look no further. Allow me to help you out. Right? You just try it out for 1 month, see if it works for you. If it works, continue. If you don't think it doesn't work, hey, no hard feelings. You may just leave. All right. So I hope this episode helped you out. And I'll catch you up on next week. So next week, which Tuesday, we're going to talk about a bit of diet. So you guess it, we're going to talk about fat really bad for you. Alright, so there are people who say, oh, don't eat fat, fat no use for the body. You should just eat carbs or just only protein. So we're going to break it down whether fat is useful or not. What can you do? Should we avoid it? How much should we have it? We're going to talk about it on next Tuesday. Right, so till then, you guys take care, stay safe. So always remember, you can always work out from home. So till then, I'm Mishan, and I'll see you next week. Till then, bye bye.